Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome on another episode. And today we have Damini, and she is amazing. She's helping you how to scale your business to six figures or even more with her energetic alignment and bold action. Damini, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Same. Thank you so much. I'm just so glad that you made it and you said yes to this project. I spoke with Damini a few times already, and I'm in love with your work, I have to say. So Damini also has a boy, so she's a mom. So maybe we're gonna touch a bit of motherhood as well. But I'm really
Hmm.
curious to tell us a bit more about your story. Because I know you started very young with your business and
Yes.
you have amazing success. So please share with us a bit of your journey as an entrepreneur, how you started and what are you working on at the moment.
Awesome. So I moved to Australia when I was 18, and I always like to start there because I think that was a huge pivotal moment in my life where I was like, I'm going to go overseas. I'm going to go to a country where no one knows me. I started my journey there at 18, and then by 21, 22, I had my beautiful boy. And then I was just like, I want to be a mom. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do, but I don't want to go to university. I don't want to do like a normal education. Both my parents are academics, masters and PhD. They were not that happy about it, but I was just like, I felt it in my bones, like I am not an academic. And I just kind of went with my heart, explored myself, explored different kind of ways of looking at world. I come from a very strong culture. So moving to Australia and being exposed to so many things, it was like exciting, it was fun. And in no time, I mean, it was a bit of time. I feel it was not because by 26, like this lightning like bolt hit me and I was like, I want to help people. I want to make a difference. I know I'm meant for it. And then I just did it. Like it was literally that. I felt it. I was working at a float center. This person walks in. He's a life coach. And I'm like, what is it that you're doing? I want to do that. I hired him as my business coach. Within first 3 months, I had my first clients. And now it's been a few years. Within 2 years, I had 100K year, and I was just like, I don't know what's even going on. I guess I'm really good at sales. I'm really good at, clients. My clients were seeing amazing results. So all in all, it just felt like so much for me. And that's when I realized that if I just played in my strength and blocked the noise from the outside and stayed true to my heart, I can literally achieve anything. But if I play small, if I listen to other people, if I kind of play by the rules, it doesn't work for me. So I made my mission to just help people all around the world really own their individuality and create amazing businesses because why not? Like, I think it's such a great way to experience freedom and to make a difference. And since then, I've helped so many people, like clients across 12 countries, completely change their lives, having like multiple five-figure months. And I'm not even getting started. So,
Yay!
if that was a good intro,
Yes, it was amazing. Thank you so
thank
much for
you.
sharing that and congratulations for everything you achieved. I'm sure we are all curious to find out
Mhm.
how did you manage to do that? So I know you mentioned about listening to your heart and kind of
Mhm.
rejecting all that background noise. What was your
Mm.
secret? How you managed to do that?
Yeah, I think God kind of put me in that situation where I was 18 and I didn't have any support. So from that till 26, it was just like, I don't know what to do, but I'm just going to do whatever makes sense to me. And when I did that one step at a time, like I won't lie, it was very like scary for the first few years, being in Australia with not much support. And at that time, like I met a beautiful man and we started family and everything. But all that was just like, I don't know what this means. I'm just going to do this because this makes sense to me. This feels true to me. And there is pretty much no other option. Like for me, it was almost like God was like, this is the way you're going to figure it out. But then years passed and I really felt the potency in that. I was like, oh, now I guess consciously, I'm going to just start living like that. So even to date, the way I invest in programs in my business, how I move, the decisions I make, it's usually like being in a meditation and being like, this is what I want. And then I just like look at the universe and I'm like, show me the way. Just like tell me what do I need to do, who I need to be. And something happens and I just follow it. Like that's always been my way, and more I solidify it, more and more I lean into it. And I think it does require like a level of surrender, but also self-responsibility. And sometimes these insights are in terms of, coming up with new programs. Sometimes it's changing my business model. Sometimes it's hiring a mentor. Like every time the answer is different, but it's up to me to really just trust that voice and make a decision and move forward.
Excellent. So that sounds to me like you're really grounded. So you're
Yes.
definitely what you're teaching your clients with energy alignment. It's something actually you have been through. Can you talk a bit more about that?
Yeah, so for me, energetics come before strategy. A lot of people, when they want to create success, their mind goes into what do I need to do? What strategy do I need to implement? And they kind of just go into the detail, into the specificity. But success happens because you can create long-term momentum in a certain direction. And if your energy is not aligned and it's not grounded, in the correct why and also how you feel about yourself, your mindset, your sense of self-worth, etc. If that's not solidified and clear, it's very hard to stay consistent because consistency is how it happens. So what I found with a lot of women specifically I worked with, we are beautiful emotional beings. So we get really emotional about success, about the downs and the ups. And I was like, we can't do that because when we do it, we self sabotage. When we do that, we kind of go into circles. So I was like, energy comes first. Clarity of your vision comes first. You feeling good about yourself with uncircumstantially, not that, okay, just because you have money, you feel good, or just because you have good month or good clients, you feel good. It's like without circumstances, when you feel good in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, then you can stay consistent with the action needed to, make it happen. So strategy always comes second. Energy for me comes first, but they do go hand in hand.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for our listeners, what would you say will
Mhm.
be the first step if they really want this for themselves? What will be the first step to start aligning and finding more about who they are on a deeper level?
I think first step is courage. A lot of people want, like, they think that I just need to be more confident. I need to have more money. I need to have more resources. I need to have more support. But I believe all those things come when you become courageous. So, whatever circumstances you are in, how much ever resources you have, if you've made up your mind that you want something, take a courageous action in alignment to that. Ask help from your partner, ask help from your friends. Like, put yourself out there, be vulnerable. And once you do that and you start doing it more and more, you will be surprised the amount universe kind of comes to support you. That's what I found in my journey. Like, I didn't know, like, I didn't even pay my first coach out of my pocket. Like, I just asked my partner and I was just like, I want to do this. I didn't make any money at that time. I was a homemaker, and I was like, I want to do this. I want to go on an adventure. Do you think I can invest $7,500? And he just looked at me and he's like, yeah, let's talk about it, and he supported me. And I was surprised. But if I didn't ask, or if I self-sabotage or told myself that, oh, yeah, but that's too much, or I can't do it, then I don't know if he would even believe. So I had to believe in my desire and just ask, wherever I could, and start from there. I think that's the first step, like literally.
Mm-hmm. That sounds really
Yeah.
good. And also, I remember we spoke about uh, on another or different call, obviously, we spoke
Hmm.
about how important it is to actually surround yourself with great leaders and with mentors and with,
Mm.
so it's always a case of investing more in you and investing more in someone who could support you. Can you talk with us a bit about that? So how do you find your mentors? How do you find and how do you know who is right for you? And let's talk about money as well, because I know you
Yeah.
spend lots of money because you
Yes.
understand what's going to happen after that. So,
Yeah. I think when you are at whatever stage you are and you have a desire to go big, let's say I have never had a business and I want to get to $5,000 a month, there is like an energetic like dissonance. There's a separation between where you are and where you want to be. So a mentor can play a huge role where they are embodied in that result and your values kind of match with them. Then all you got to do is like kind of lean into it. Like, I think that's biggest thing I've ever done is I've seen someone, I can feel the frequency of embodiment, number one, that they're not just like saying it because they just read it somewhere or that's buzzword. Like they really believe in what they're saying. And I can feel this like squeaky clean energy coming out of them. Like there is no words I can describe. It's usually just an energetic pull I feel. And the second thing I really look into is their values. It's like my values really match their values because I don't want to replicate someone's success when I know that the way they got there is not the way I want to get to. And I've made my mistakes. I've invested in wrong mentors as well. And I think that was like my own work I had to do because I would just see something shiny and I'm like, yes, like this is the person. And just to know that, oh my God, like this person is absolutely burnt out, having multiple health issues because of their lifestyle, not emotionally regulated. Yes, they have money, but for me, success is more holistic. So I really like feel into the energy, see if our values match, and I make a decision. Like, and then I don't overthink. Once those two things really kind of are there, I make a decision. But also, I want to put emphasis on this. I'm a good student. Like, I make sure that if I go in a container, I am doing the work, I am showing up with the responsibility, and I know I'm going to make it work because at the end of the day, that person can give me wisdom, but I have to do the work. And I've always believed when I hire mentors and when I get clients, it's like it has to be that we both come together and co create this. I am not carrying you, and you don't want to be carried. You want to walk like shoulder to shoulder towards, your dreams.
Absolutely. And this actually makes a really nice transition to when you mention about you are kind of selective with your clients. So even
Mm,
when you are deciding to work with someone, I remember this was
mm,
wow, like was an aha moment for me because you say
mhm.
no to certain clients if you feel they are not
Yes.
ready or if you feel like they are not aligned with your values. And I would love two things. So you mentioned about values. If you don't mind sharing a few values that you have with us, just to give us a
Mhm,
better perspective, and maybe some of my moms that are in business, they are still at that, stage when they are still trying to go deep and understand what sort of values
mhm,
they have. And the other thing is the bold action that you mentioned, that you have to take that.
mhm.
Please share that with us.
So, in terms of the values I hold in my business,
Yes, please. Yes.
yes. So, my first value is freedom. Even in my numerology, like my number is freedom. If you mess up with my freedom, it's not good time for anyone, right? So when I even have my clients, like if someone hops on a sales call with me, yes, I want to see that I can deeply serve them, but I'm also looking of how much I can be myself in this call. Because if I, as a coach or a mentor, cannot be myself, then it's very hard for us to get results. And just some money from you and signing us together is not going to happen. Like I have never in 3 years time have had someone default their payment, someone leave a container, someone have like a sour taste in their mouth about my services. Like it never happens because I'm very clear. Oh my God, this video.
Oh,
1 second. I was telling you. Um,
oh no.
I know. Okay,
Oh,
we are back. Oh my God, I hope this is okay, but if not, I'm not 100% sure what to do. But my
it's
phone is
okay.
having some issue.
Don't worry, it's fine.
So yes, so that from the value perspective, like it's very important that both of us feel good, and I feel freedom of expression and freedom of opinion, and I kind of create the same environment for that person, right? That's very important. And second, my focus is results. So it's very easy for me to know who I can work with if I know that I can really get them results. I think in a lot of like coaching and marketing, area, everyone is talking about just get sales, get sales, get sales. But I think you should get sales like with the aligned person because if you really feel you can help them and it's like a win-win situation for both of you, then it actually becomes very easy for you to get results, get testimonials, get proof of your teaching. You feel confident because you got someone result. They feel confident because they saw amazing things. And it's like a big party for everyone. And it just like amplifies your magnetism and more people come in, right? So freedom is huge for me. Honesty is huge for me. Like I gotta be very honest. And my expression. I think I really like to just be who I am, like my jewelry, my tikka, like every single thing I do and how I adorn myself. This is all because that's how I feel. And the more I embody into this, the more I give permission to my clients also embody into their expression, whatever that looks like. So I see a lot of people when they start with me, they just start to be more of them because they see that in me. So for me, like freedom of expression, freedom of opinion, and honesty is very important.
I love it. I love it. And thank you so much for sharing that with us. That's amazing. And it's so important. We have a very similar values, I have to say, very
Mhm.
similar. And that's the reason why I connect with you so well. And I love your energy. I love everything you do. And you are amazing. Do you remember one story with your clients that actually made you feel like you are on top of the world? I'm sure you have lots of stories to share, but maybe do you remember one that either it was a huge income, either it was like more than six figures, or something that made you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so good at it, and look at her or look at him. It's amazing what we created together.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, my client recently had a $60,000 month within 60 days of us working together. And that just happened 2 months ago. Before that, my other client, Ben, he was 23 when he started his business. In the first launch, he had 23K month. And then within a couple of months after we finished our work, he had a 32K month. He messaged me and he was like, Minnie, I haven't changed anything. And I've just had a $32,000 month. And, Millie, my other client, she's hired like so many clients. But I think the biggest result I have created was for Shri, and that was $60,000 in 60 days of us working together.
That's amazing. And do you remember your first big number that you achieved? Just go back to that
Yes.
day. Tell us more about that day.
Uh, I think this was second year in my business when I had my first ever $12,000 in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and it just blew my mind. I was just like, what just happened? What did I just do? And I just remember like messaging my coach at that time, and I was like, I just had like $12,000 month, and yeah, it was crazy. So
That's a
that was, I think, and that was probably like second year in my business.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's great. That's really, really good. So let's go a bit into the motherhood because I know you had a
Hmm.
tough journey there as well. And oh my gosh, when you told me in how many countries your boy have been already and how you
Yes.
just tell us more about that because it's beautiful what you are creating for him as well.
Yeah, so my son is 8 now, and he was basically, we kept him at home till he was 2. He was breastfed till 2, so I had that freedom, and that was literally the time where I was like, I am ready for a career, because he was starting to go to like childcare for 2 days. I was like, oh, I have these 2 days. I don't know what to do with this freedom. I don't know. Stay-at-home moms will feel this. Like suddenly when your baby goes away, you're like, I have all this time and energy. I don't know what to do with it. And the baby's not here. So I did that. And from there, like the spark of like wanting to kind of do this entrepreneurship began. And then I had a fabric business actually. So I used to take my son to the product business. Like everywhere I would go, markets, this, that, I would take him. And around when he turned 5 is where I started my coaching business. And that's when I think around that time he was still going to like daycare, and then we put him in Montessori education system, and he absolutely loved it. Like he loved it so much. He started like learning. They teach you how to learn, not just like what to learn. His personality started developing. We did a lot of like, housework, permaculture, this, that, like gave him a good holistic knowledge. And then around 8, I was like, you got to come to India now. Till then, I took him to India. He traveled there. And I was like, you got to come to India for a semester. and his school was amazing. They gave him like an entire semester off. And now, like, we went to Sri Lanka, when he was before one, he's been to Europe, he's lived in America. I lived in Amsterdam for 6 months. I mean, he's been a traveler, but as far as his awareness and memory, he's been to like 12 countries so far. And now we are going to Singapore on 18th of March. I just booked the ticket today for it. Um, so yeah, it's like it's amazing. We are kind of doing like this world schooling, but he's going back to Montessori now. So my intention is 6 months school, Montessori, and 6 months homeschool. I think that works really well because academically I can keep him up to date at home. Like I don't think it's that hard, that aspect. It's just that the social aspect, social dynamics, friends, like that's very important for school, like the long-term friendship. So 6 months, 6 months is working like fantastically right now, and he's growing like amazingly. I am shocked how well his social skills, academic skills. Right now, he has a keyboard teacher, one-on-one maths teacher, and he practices keyboard for like 2 hours a day. It's all self-led, whatever he wants to do. And in maths also, like he's just scored 100% at a national level, and he's like 8. And it was like
Yay!
below 12. So I'm
Incredible.
like, this is, and like I just wanna acknowledge that so many times as moms, you're like, oh my God, is this gonna work out? Because like there is like a little bit of fear, but to see him grow so well by just me observing him and giving him whatever he needs to just go to that next step, similar to my journey, it's working tremendously with like minimal amount of structure, just enough so that, he knows what's the right decision to make.
That's incredible. And to be honest, I had no idea you can do that. So obviously my kids are
Hmm.
not the school age yet, but I'm sure lots of my clients are in this situation and they do want to homeschool them. But exactly
Hmm.
they don't want their kids to miss the social part. And
Hmm.
6 months, that sounds great. So that means they just need to find a school who will be flexible with that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is my belief. I think it's not about the school. I think you gotta ask and you gotta put your foot down. This is what I found in my like literally his principal was like, we don't do this. Like because after first semester, he was like, Mom, I want to stay here for another semester. And there's only one Montessori in Brisbane and they have a long waiting list. I was like, can you please hold a spot? And he's like, we don't do this, but seeing that how well he's doing, we will make an exception. So I think if you really put your foot down knowing that it's your child and you get to make that decision, you do that, the school will respond, and whatever you need to do, you make it happen. If they say, okay, he has to like follow this criteria, you follow a little bit so that he gets, he's at the same level with other students in terms of progress. But I think it doesn't matter which school, you just got to ask.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds so
Yeah.
good. I love that. So
Yes.
sometimes you do have to break the rules and you just have to
Yes.
try, which
Yes.
is great.
Yes.
I'm really curious. I know the majority of your clients, I assume, obviously, if they are hitting those big numbers, they already did their inner work. They are really good and who they
Hmm.
are and what they want to do from a business perspective. But I'm really curious, all of them, they know about energy. Are they aware of how energy works?
So it depends. I have some clients who are curious about it and they see that I am very grounded, like I have the financial success and I'm very spiritual. So they trust me with that kind of transition. But I would say 70% of my clients are like, they know what it is. And they've mostly like they've been in that like healing zone and they've done the inner work and all of that. And they're like, I am ready. Like, I feel I'm complete. I know that I can never be perfect, and I accept myself in that imperfection. But I know that that shouldn't like stop me from going to the next level, and I'm ready to hire you. So it just happens to be that most of my clients have done like psychotherapy, healing, and all of that. And they're like, Minnie, I'm ready. I'm ready to go to the next level. Like, tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That sounds amazing. So, Damini, tell us more about where people can find you and
Mhm.
if they want to start working with you, what sort of process? I know you do one-to-ones because they need your full
Mhm.
attention and you're very specific to their needs and you're helping them scale as well. So, just tell
Mhm.
us more about where they can find you, please.
Yeah, so if you want to just kind of be in my world, then I think my Facebook group or my Instagram is really good. That's Damini underscore coach for my Instagram, or my Facebook group, is the Unstoppable Entrepreneur. And if you want to work with me, then of course there's the one-on-one option. This is like 3, 6, or 12-month container. You can come in and we'll like absolutely explode your income and your confidence. If you want like a group program, then I do have a group program starting in April. It's a 10-week sprint called Courage and Cash Sprint, and you can join the waiting list and join for the early bird price and a couple of bonuses which come with it. These are the two ways you can work with me. There's a group and there's one-on-one. And then sometimes I'm kind of sharing other offers, etc. But you got to be in my group or just kind of watch me on stories to stay in touch with those.
That's amazing. And your group on Facebook, I know it's free and they can get lots of
Yeah.
value. I know you go live usually, or you do lots of
Yes.
things. So you share lots of value and you're just you, which
Mm-hmm.
I love being and seeing
Mm-hmm.
being you. That's amazing. So I would love if you could leave us with maybe a quote or with something like a really lovely message in the end. Is there something you want to share with us just in the end to end this lovely interview with you and uplift everyone?
Yes. So I think the best one, which I just did a recent story on my Facebook, so I'll just say it. Instead of making decisions from where you're at, make decisions from where you want to be. So if you are not at the level of income and influence, but you have big dreams, give yourself chance to really like put yourself in the shoe of that future version, the winning self, and be like, how is she moving? How is she thinking? How is she regulating her emotions? What kind of investment she's making? How she is being. And when you do that, I believe you cut through so much shit, like in your mind and in your doubt and all of that. And you're like, I know what she's doing, and all I got to do is just move like her. And then in no time, these two, your version, future version, and you just become one, and your results become inevitable.
That's magic. That's pure magic. And I love that. I have to say, I started doing that a few years back. And when someone told me, I
Yeah.
think it was from Bob, I think I heard that. Yeah, bless him. Yes. And I was like, this is a life changer. Like literally everything
Yes.
changed. And you can do that straight away, like right
Yes.
now. You don't have to wait. Just now, just start thinking about it
Yes.
and start acting like her, start behaving like her, feeling everything she feels. And yes, just if you do that every day, every moment of your life,
Every day.
it's magic because the universe doesn't
Yeah.
really know if it's true or not. It's going to make it happen for you, isn't it? Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Damini. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for being here with us. And all I can say is that you are phenomenal. You are incredible. And all I will say is good luck with everything you want and good luck with your son's journey as well. And travel around the world and enjoy. You're going to a new country you mentioned in a few weeks, so enjoy that as
Yeah.
well. And we definitely keep in touch and we'd love to hear more from you. So thank you for being
Thank
part.
you so much. Thank you for having me. It was very delightful to be here.
Thank you very much. Now, goodbye, everyone, and we'll see you soon. You take care. Bye now.